When you start your dua with praising of Allah and sending peace and blessings onto His Messenger, so you say, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala nabiyyina Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. That's a dua that has more strength and more weight in being responded to. When you mean it from your heart. Number 3, when you mention His names, O Ar-Rahman, if you want His mercy, O Al-Ghaffar, forgiver if you want His forgiveness, O Ar-Razzaq, the giver if you want something from Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. My brothers and sisters, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that also a dua can be rejected if you are a person who constantly earns their money and their wealth from haram, always eats food from haram and drinks from haram and dresses from haram. And there is a beautiful, I'll end it with this beautiful hadith about 3 men. One was bald, one was a leprous, he had the disease in his skin, and one was blind. The first one he had sheep, the second one he had cattle, and the third one he had camels. This is how he made business from the children of Israel. The Prophet ﷺ said, one day the first man woke up and all his hair had fallen off suddenly. And he used to be a man of pride and arrogance. He thought that all this wealth is from my own work. He never gave in charity, and every time God blessed him, he used it in haram. Subhanallah. The second person, he suddenly woke up, he became leprous. His skin had this leprous disease, and as a result his business became bankrupt. And the third person became blind and his business became bankrupt. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent an angel to each one of them. And He said to the first person, the second person, the third person, if Allah gives you back your blessings, your hair, your skin and your eyesight, will you remember His blessings and use it in halal and give in charity to the poor and the needy? They said, we promise, we promise, we promise. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them back their wealth and their looks and everything. Years later, the angel came back to them in the form of a poor, homeless man. And he said to the first man who had lost his hair first, he said, please give me something of this tremendous wealth that you have in order for me to get to my family, because I am a homeless man. And he said, go away from me. And he was harsh to him. All this wealth is from my own knowledge and from my own education and from my own struggles. Move away. He said, weren't you one day ever like me? Didn't you ever go through hardship like me one day? He said, never. Even if I went through it, it was just temporary. It just happens to everybody. So the angel said, oh Allah, return him to the way he was. He didn't fulfill his promise. The second person did exactly the same thing, and Allah said to him, return him to the way he was. Only the man who became blind and Allah gave him his eyesight back, he said to him, Subhanallah, I was one day like you, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed me when I had repented. Take whatever you wish from all my wealth, leave it or take it, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is my provider. And the man said to him, I am the angel who came to you before. You have fulfilled your promise to tell you. Allah wants to say to you, enjoy your wealth and your entertainment with your wealth, and you will have both the rewards of this world and in the next. So my brothers and sisters, this is how the dua inshaAllah will be accepted.